Hello guys, welcome to this video. Today we are talking about Python control statements, and in this video we are going to specifically talk about if statements in Python. So I assume you to the folder where you write your Python code. Just head over there. Mine, I'm already there. I want to create a folder and I'll call it create folders using the mkdir command. So make directory, I'll call it control, and I'll head over to that directory or that folder. Okay, cd into control. Okay, I'm there. What I want to do, I want to open that folder with VS Code, and it has opened in my other window. Okay, if you have these pop-ups, please close them. Okay, I'll create a new file, call it index.py, and this is going to be a short video, and indeed it should be. And mainly what we want to discuss, control statements. Now, control statements, like, actually they shouldn't be totally control statements. The perfect description should be conditional statements. And if statements help us execute certain blocks of code or certain instructions within our code, and we leave out other sections of our code deliberately because that's what we want to do. For example, what we want to note here is the syntax or how an if statement is presented. But we want to demonstrate that with an example. For example, we have a variable mark, which is a string variable, and that mark is called C. Now, we want to put a condition with an if statement in Python. This is how we write it. You write if the condition, and our condition is if mark is equivalent to A. If you've gotten an A, what do we want to do? We want to print. Please pay attention to the colons at the end. We are putting the colons there, and we move to the new line. And to the new line, pay attention to the indentation. We are leaving 4 spaces. This is equivalent to a single tab. Some people prefer tabs. So if I press tab, I just get those 4 spaces. So whatever you want, if you want the 4 spaces or you want a single tab, I would prefer a single tab in most cases. So we want to print something because if the marker is an A, so we want to tell the student you got an A. Okay, you are exceptional. Yeah. Students who get A's are exceptional. Okay, so this is the first part of an if statement. If the mark is A, you got an X. So you can do anything, but for now we want to take it simple. We are just printing to the console and, you know, beefing up, popping up this student. An if statement or conditional statements have multiple conditions, and we are in position to evaluate or exhibit those multiple conditions with the help of other statements that are part of the if statement. And the next part I want to look at is the else if. If the first condition is not true, what if it's not true? What do we do? And we don't want to get out of our code. If the student did get an A, but the student got a B, still a good student. Don't forget the double dots. That indicates that the if statement there is ending, and go to a new line. When you press enter, it will just take you to the exact position where you need to stop. And we call this indenting in Python. We'll talk about it more in other upcoming codes that we're going to write. You got a B. Okay. You're fairly good. Yes. And now there is something else that can be part of an if statement. If the first condition you've set is not true, and you want other multiple conditions in case the first one is not also true or is not the condition that you want, then you want to cater for any other condition that the code has probably met. And we do that by using the else. Put the colons there, and then we say print. What should we tell this student who didn't get an A and did get an B? Well, you can encourage them. You can do better next time. This is quite a brutal grading system where you only have to get an A or a B. So this student got a C only. So we want to print to the console or to the terminal in this case, and we do that by calling Python and then the name of the file, which is the index file. When you press enter, you can do better next time. This student got a C, didn't get a B, didn't get an A. That's why we are telling them they can do better next time. So that's a simple introduction to if statements, and we will be exploring more and looking at more realistic examples of if statements, how to apply them. You can play around with this code, creating different conditions. Just imagine that you have a bank balance. Why don't we do that? Okay. I enjoyed. So we can declare a variable balance equaling to, what should we do? This person has maybe $100 in their account, and we are saying if balance is less than $20, okay, we are telling you you cannot perform this transaction. Maybe you want to buy a book that is $22. Else if balance equals to $50, we can tell this person you have a minimum balance. Else we can tell them you can proceed to payments. Okay, so it's really not the best program you'd want to write, but you want to demonstrate this was supposed to be less, not greater. We want to demonstrate how to use if statements in Python. So let's see what we get, and if you can predict what we can get, you're the best. You're a great guy. Okay, you can proceed to payments. Indeed, and I would expect this because our balance is not less than $20, neither does it equal to $50, and this is the last option that we have that we'll evaluate. So the code will skip this and that and comes to the block of code or to the section of code that really satisfies the condition. So thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Helps the channel to grow and the videos will reach the people that might find them helpful. Bye bye.